Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the Quantum Leap Morning Leap. This is Doug McKay. I am the moderator and founder of Quantum Leap. Quantum Leap has been around now for about 6 years. We're a group of retail traders that come together. We have a private Skype room, talk about the markets, look at our trades, and talk about trading. But we also come together each morning in this morning session to take a look at the market. I start with a regular routine of just the macro to the micro in terms of trends, structure, and then we set our trade levels up and our targets and our hypothesis for the day. Before I get going, I do have to do the legals. This information is for the purpose of educating members who want to expand their knowledge of the business of trading. It's not for trading or investment advice. You and only you are responsible for the trades or investment decisions you make. Trading futures or any instrument involves the risk of loss. Please consider carefully whether futures or options are appropriate to your financial situation. Only risk capital should be used when trading futures or options. Investors could lose more than initial investment. Nobody at Quantum Leap is a certified trading advisor. We are retail traders operating within a self-organized learning environment. Past performance is not indicative of future results, and any trades that you see in Quantum Leap are for education purposes only. Please trade your own plan and your own risk parameters. Okay, so let's take a quick look at the news today. We just had, let me just refresh this because we just had Canadian manufacturing sales and U.S. Empire State, and they both came out worse than expected. We do have at 9 o'clock, Draghi's going to be speaking. That's going to be important. Probably make some comments in terms of Greece. And then at 9:15 we have capacity utilization and industrial production, and then at 10 o'clock we have NAHB housing market. And that's about all the news we have for the day. But quite a bit coming up in the next short time, so just keep it tight. All right, what I like to do is I always like to start with a basic candlestick chart. I use a 9 EMA and a 20 SMA. I'm just looking at where we are in terms of the trend in the different time frames. I start with a monthly and work my way down. You can see that the trend is still very much intact. We don't even start to violate the trend until we get down into that 2047 and a quarter. But we are losing some slope and some separation on the monthly, so we are seeing a little bit of weakness coming in. Going down to the weekly, we did test the 20 SMA this morning, and at the end of last week. We didn't close below it, but then we gapped down over the weekend. Actually, last night I posted in the room. We had just gapped down, and then there was a beautiful double Renko reversal with a target at 2078.75, which was the center Keltner line at the time, with the half gap fill at 2080.50, and those targets were hit. I did take the trade, so it was a nice little Sunday night gift. But we are seeing some weakness on the weekly as we are now below the 9 and the 20, and we're getting a MA hug here on the weekly. Going to the daily, you can see that we have start of a trend down. We've got slope and separation to the downside. We do have a gap that I think will probably get filled out either today or tomorrow, but we do see some weakness coming in, and we'll talk about the levels below us. Going down to the intraday just to see if there's any trends as we come into this market. You can see we do have a trend on the 4-hour. We do have a naked cross here at 2095. Mark that down in your journal, and we do have the gap that we still have to fill, but the trend on the 4-hour is definitely to the downside. Same thing with the 30-minute. We had a strong trend down, we had the gap down, continuation, but now we've got consolidation and possible continuation. There is a naked cross at 2076.75, so mark that in your journal on the 30-minute, and then just one more down to the 5-minute. You can see that the trend is still intact. They accelerated it, then they tried to break back above rejected the 20 and continued the trend down. There's a naked cross on the 5-minute as well at 2077.50. So there's a bunch of targets to the upside, but we are seeing weakness at the moment and a weak bottom. We're actually coming down to put a new Globex low in at 2072. See if we break that Globex low and extend that out. So let's take a look at the structure and the larger picture, the composite. So we're still inside of this longer term value right now. This micro composite runs from February 5th through to Friday. The value area high is 2107.50. The value area low is down at 2062. We're trading in this distribution zone in around this 2071, this naked VPOC. This is one of my main targets today, down here at 2070.25. It's where we picked up buyers to make a run back up to test the upper area of this value area on the micro composite. Key levels on the morning are going to be 74.25 to the upside, 68.25 to the downside. Main target is the overnight low, which is continuing. Did we get a new low here? Nope, still 2072. We are creating a weak low in the Globex, and I am expecting to come down here and test this 2070.25. Above 74, look for that gap fill to go back up and fill the gap. First target above is going to be that 75.75 with 78.50 and 81.25 and 87.50 as the three main targets above. We'll delineate that further when we get into the intraday and start moving our trade levels and targets. Below 68.25, it's all about the 66. There is a 66.75 former microcomposite VPOC, so I would front run the 66 using the 66.75. The key level today is going to be this 2062 and whether or not we can hold inside of long-term value. If we break below that, I'm anticipating further weakness, and the main target, next big target below us is down here at 51.50. Obviously, we've got some intermediate targets above that, but 51.50, 42.25, and the big target still left below us is down in that 2011. It was 2019 in the June contract. It's 2011.25 in the September contract. So let's go and take a look at what we've got overnight. Got a pretty tight distribution. Remember, last week I was talking about the fact that our ranges, I was anticipating the ranges to constrict a bit. The 20-day ATR has tightened up. It's down at, I think it's down around 18 right now. I forgot to write it down, but it's somewhere between 17 and 19 right now. So, and we were expecting that big move away from that area, and obviously with the gap down on Sunday, we're getting that move away from that compression that we were seeing. So right now, and this could change, but our overnight low is 72. We've got this naked VPOC right here at 72.25, or it's 72.25. So this could expand further. Our overnight high is all the way up at 81.50, just below our range low. And then our current VPOC for the night for the Globex is 78.25. I don't anticipate that that's going to change. And did we just go and put a new low in? Still at 72. They're fighting the 72 level. All right, so we don't need. This is a pretty even distribution overnight. I am expecting a move out of here. It looks to be to the downside to test that 20 70 and a quarter. So right now, there's no real edge above us until we get to that 74 area. Just let me expand this out. 74 and a quarter. So that's going to be a trade area. And then below us, there really isn't anything until we get down into the 68 area. 68 and a quarter. All right, and let's do the downside first. I've already got some of these targets have been sitting there. You've got the 66.75. I'm going to use front run that 66. And then below that, we don't have anything until we get down into the 62 area. And this is going to be a main target below. I'm adjusting some of my numbers from earlier because we've already made part of the move. And then, you know, this is going to be a trade area as well. So just mark that I'm showing it as a target, but it's also going to be a trade area. Because if we get down here and we don't hold the 62 level, I think we're going to come down through some key levels here. 59. And then 55, and then the next big one below is going to be right here at 51.50. And if we do get more weakness coming in, you've got a little bit of support at 49, and then below that, it's all about the 45 and a quarter. 42 and a quarter. That's weird. That's changed my, I gotta change this, sorry. I've obviously hit it as my preset now. Let me just clear this one off and put it in there. 45 and a quarter. And then below that, we've got 37.75. I don't think we're going to get down here, but just in case we do get a trend down. And then 30 and a quarter. All right, and then above us, if we get back above that 74 and a quarter, the first target is going to be 76 and a quarter. And then the overnight VPOC at 78.75, and then the next big one will be the overnight high and that range low. Oh, sorry. This is a target, but it's also a trade area. All right, and then inside of range, then I'm looking for us to come up and test the 84 level, the value area low, and then inside of value, pretty easy, the naked close at 85 with the naked VPOC at 85 and a quarter, and then the 80% destination up at 88.50, and then above 88.50, 91 and a quarter, 91 and a quarter, 91.50, 91.75. And then the range high at 94. And then we've got naked VPOCs, range high at 97.75, 97 and a quarter. That'll be your extended target to the upside, and then above that 2100 and a quarter. And then target above that will be the naked VPOC at 210150 with 2103 75. Is it 0350 or 75? 0375. And I don't think we're going to get up there today either. Just setting the levels. We want to think about possibility if we get into a trend. So the main hypothesis today is to have a rotational day, with a bit of downside bias to test the lower levels that we're seeing here until we get back up above 74 and a quarter. So as long as we stay below 74 and a quarter, I'm looking to the downside towards this 66 and 62 as 62. It should be. Sorry, 62, not 63. And then if we break below that, then I'm looking to accelerate and set up for possible trend day all the way down to that 59, possibly 51. But right now, I'm looking for a rotational day in around the 71, testing these lower levels until we break above 74 and a quarter. Above 74 and a quarter, then I think we're going to creep our way back up and try to go up towards the gap fill. Half gap back is 80.50 and the range low is 82. Once we're inside yesterday, then I anticipate that we'll accelerate and hit that 85 and 87.50 area. So that's what I'm looking at in terms of the ES. Let's take a quick look at gold. Bring our day in so far. Again, balance in this area is down here at 73 and above us at 88. There's really no edge here. If you're going to use anything, use the value area low here at the 76 and look for a move up towards the 82, 83 area and possibly 88. The trade that I'm waiting on right now is going to be this move up here to the 92.60, either to reject it with a rotation back or to break it and go and test that 1240. That's the composite VPOC going all the way back to 2008. But really not any real good edge here until we get up into this 92.60 area, or we get back down and test this 74.50 area. Other than that, I think we're going to see some chop today in gold. So that's what I'm looking at in terms of the ES and the gold futures. Take a quick look at the Keltner. You can see that test of the lower Keltner line is going to take us down to that target at 70. Why didn't I put a target in there at 70? Sorry, I should have a target in there at 70 and a quarter. I don't know why they didn't put it in there. And that's our main target below. So see if we find responsive buyers stepping in there at the 70 area. Center Keltner line is at 76.50, and then above that, a move to the upper Keltner is going to take us into that 80, 150, 82 area to test the range low from Friday. So that's going to complete our pre-market session. Don't forget that ECB president is speaking right now, and we could get some wild fluctuations depending on what he says. Anyway, I'm going to take a break, come back for the open. I'm going to leave the room open again. The room is moderated until 11:30 Eastern, and then afterwards I may be around or I may not, but I will be here until 11:30 trying to pull us some trades and make some money. As always, trade well, trade safe, and we'll catch you on the flip side.